Yeah. Like, I'll do anything.
Hello, it is Katie Canora Sendoso. We are in the kitchen making churros with Will Aitken.
What's up? How you doing? Thanks for having me, Katie.
Thanks
Can't
for
wait to make
coming.
some churros. This is my favorite
Do
dessert.
you like chocolate or cinnamon sugar churro?
What? We can put chocolate with churros?
I don't know.
That seems like a crime.
It came with the kit. We have to try it.
Okay, alright.
Now, we have pre-made our dough. It's questionable, but I'm gonna have Will do the wine. But as you do this, and hopefully we don't burn the house down,
Yep.
you recently started your own company. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so recently quit the old W-2 life, the full-time employee.
Yeah.
And started working for myself. And started offering services to businesses and individuals related to sales and content. So yeah, that's what I'm doing now.
Related to sales and content, so dive into that a little more. What exactly is it that you're
Well, I want to do sales. Everyone thinks I'm really good at content. So
Yeah.
they're like, well, we want to make you make this content. I'm not, and I started a business, I need the money. So
Yeah.
I'm going to do some content. And I enjoy doing the content as long as it's sales related still, so I don't feel so bad about it. And it's a mutual win because a lot of the stuff can make me look small. I'm going to leave those in there for now because I don't want to overstuff.
Yeah, I feel like we're gonna get churro bits out of this.
That sounds like a good snack.
Yeah, I think we're
You
gonna do
know,
a treat.
when you're not really in the mood for a full churro,
A
you
churro
just
bit.
want a churro bit.
All right, so what advice would you give to someone that's considering starting their own business that may be a little scared? What's your advice?
I probably have two main things. Growing my business has become a lot easier because I have built a brand.
Right.
But I did that before I started.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that a lot of people make the mistake of starting a business and then trying to create content and become like a thought leader and like get followers and stuff. But if you're a full-time employee thinking about going into business by yourself, then that's one thing you can start to get ahead of that. You can start creating content, start building a network. You don't really need to be a content creator per se, but you could at least start talking to people who I consider potential customers or folks who can refer your customers when you do start.
Right.
So that's made things a lot easier.
What's been the hardest part for you so far?
I would say it can be tempting when you start a business and you feel like, you're scared and you should try to talk to everyone and try to do everything. There's been a lot of things that I've said yes to that I've ended up regretting. And it's when it's like I do work, I say yes to things that aren't really like what I'm passionate about, maybe not like in the middle of what I can help people with.
Yeah.
Part of it is I think making the mistake of saying yes to things that are annoying. You kind of have to learn that yourself.
Yeah.
You're like thrashing around, trying to stay above water and stuff, and you're like, I'll do anything. But then like you realize that doing that is how you can do things you really want to do and
Right.
do more of. So instead of editing that video for like 5-6 hours, I made money doing it, I could have spent that creating more content that would grow my brand or reaching out to people who I know I can help with the sales training or just selling my merch, So
Okay.
All right, now we're gonna dip these.
What do we do, Jason?
with time's of the essence,
Go ahead and toss some right in.
I'm gonna do one of these sacrilegious chocolate churros.
More of these. So we just ow. This is painful. We should have tools.
No, just go for it.
Okay, now
I've got hands
it's
of
bitter now.
asbestos.
It's bitter now. Oh wait, my
There we
Yours
go.
was so awful. All right. Top 3 tips for sellers going into 2024.
Someone said a lot of sellers are unconscious, right? They're selling unconsciously, and they're not asking themselves why.
Yeah.
They're not asking their customers, why do you want to buy? Why are you interested in this? Not actually asking the words why, because that can get people defensive. But also why am I taking this approach? Why am I using this email template? So they're kind of using these tactics, but not really figuring out the reasons why they're effective and how, and that, or half the time they're not employed correctly, or they're just not employed at all.
Yeah.
So I think people need to wake up and really think and be intentional about how you talk to your customers, understanding them, asking them questions, so that anytime I walk up to you and say, hey, that deal in your pipeline,
Yeah.
why do they want to buy?
Yeah.
And they can go, this is the problem that I'm going to solve for them, this is why they care about it, this is why they can't wait anymore. Cool.
I think that's a great point.
Yeah. And also for maybe sellers who aren't managing deals, the outbound, why would someone reply to that email?
Yeah.
And I think that's a big disconnect in sales in general, is that sellers would prospect. Now at business center I get prospected a lot.
Yeah.
When I was an AE, I probably got maybe, I'd never get any cold emails.
Yeah.
Because who's going to send an AE?
hard to
If they
understand
send me a
the
cold
buyer
email, they're
mindset.
doing a real bad job. So they don't really understand what it's like to get like 100 cold emails a day. They don't really know what it's like to have the phone ring every day and have someone give them a bad cold call pitch.
Yeah.
So that's a disconnect as well. So I think just empathy and understanding and just trying to connect with what it's like to be on the other side of that. And then reverse engineering that to make really good messaging. It's actually going to resonate and stand out.
Yeah, I love that so much. I think it's interesting because, I mean, you know my journey. I went from SDR to this marketing leadership role in less than 3 years. So the transition was incredibly quick from seller to buyer. I was so surprised when I got in a buyer seat about how many things I would have done very differently as an SDR and as a seller.
I think there should be a ride-along. Mandatory ride-along. As an SDR, you have to manage the CEO's inbox for a day just to see what it's like. Because you don't even know until you know.
Yeah.
Like the moment I made myself a head of, like it was a totally different experience in my inbox. It's good to not only look at good examples of good average, but seeing the bad helps you avoid all those cliches, all those things that are annoying and really aren't going to get you anything but unsubscribes and perhaps.
Right. No, I totally agree. I think that's a great idea. I think more people should experience what it feels like to be a buyer. Hopefully, these are almost done. So, gifting in sales. When do you think that like gifting would be effective in a sales cycle? What are some top methods that you would use to gift?
So I'm a big fan of gifting without the expectation of return. I think is the way to gift. I think a lot of people are wrong where they're like, hey, you buy this, here's a gift card if you take a meeting with me. Like that's just one, going to give you bad quality meetings, so we're taking the meeting for the wrong reason. But two, it's just cheap. I think gifting can be really good when it's a little bit more thoughtful and it's not got any ask in that. So it's actually just true generosity. In the past, my gifting hero story, the biggest deal I ever closed was a result of gifting actually. And I was prospecting it so often. My CEO was writing going like, hey Will, that's our key account. Why aren't we closing with it right now?
Yeah.
So I was like keying him up in every way, LinkedIn, saw him at an event one time, he actually ran away from me. He saw me, got eye contact, he was like, oh,
gotta dodge him. Yeah.
Emails, doing everything. Anyway, one day he made a LinkedIn post about his son, and I ordered him a little photos ring, like maybe $20.
Yeah.
Sent it to him. It was really thoughtful of you. Sorry that I've been avoiding you a little bit. This is the reason why. And then that's when he shared, oh, we just didn't think this was effective in the past. He came around and ended up closing the deals. You know, that year, total sales with our company in the end was probably around $120,000.
But now we are going to taste our churros.
Dink it and then sink it.
I mean,
that's Disneyland right there.
you can't go wrong with anything covered in sugar and cinnamon.
Deep fried batter and cinnamon.
Jason, you gotta come try. Tell us what you think. Now, Jason makes some really fancy churros in restaurants. So, what do we get? 1 to 10.
The solid 8.
Hey,
That'll keep you up a bit.
that's great.
80% required that no one, you know, probably not gonna get fired.
Yeah, I'm into it.
That's a win.
Well, thank you. Bye.
Dub.